Yes, sir.
You said you had done research for 3 years.
Yeah.
What did you do with the research?
When I say I've done research, it's mainly research in the fact that we've taken the product and given it, to different people. All right.
How about the outside world? Have you thought of, I mean, you have thought about giving it to the outside world?
Oh yeah.
What prevents you from doing that?
Nothing really, other than I don't have multi-millions of dollars in my bank
No,
account.
but you could go to someplace where the people that would be trying to hold on to your.
There's multiple research papers that are out there on the effects of beta glucan. The University of Louisville, the University of Wisconsin, the Center for Health in New York City, the Kettering Center, plus all the places over in Eastern Europe and in Asia. Like, okay, my brother is on this stuff, okay? He takes a lot of medication. And one of his biggest issues, other than he's on a lot of medication, is he doesn't have a normal bowel movement. And that was just ripping him off. I just killed him. This stuff helps him to have a normal bowel movement, which is, he's just flabbergasted by it. And he was only out for over a month, a little over a month before everything started regulating. Okay? So we've done stuff like that for years now, for 3 years, and now we started coming out and starting to talk to people. Because we wanted to test it first. We wanted to say, hey, does this stuff really work? Or is this just one of those other products that comes along and it says it works? I'm a farm boy. You got to show. I might as well have been from Missouri. You got to show me. So this product here that we utilize makes such a big difference. I know I hear Francesca over there. She sounds like she's got a little bit of a stopped up nose or something. But when I did the presentation over at Little Falls, most of you guys know the sheriff, Chris, and he comes to me and says, Corky, says, I have had upper respiratory infections on and off all winter long, and I cannot shake it. All they do is keep giving me a different type of antibiotic every time I go to the doctor, and I cannot shake it. He says, will this stuff help? I said, well, you heard the presentation. He says, well, I know I heard the presentation, but will this stuff help? And I said, Chris, give it a try. No, it's not going to hurt you. This is the stuff that we utilize has been FDA certified GRAS. And what GRAS stands for, G-R-A-S, generally recognized as safe. Okay? So there's basically no side effects, no interdrug interactions, or no drug interactions. So if you're taking something, if you happen to be taking this too, you won't have any kind of interaction issues. Okay? This stuff, if your body doesn't absorb it through the macrophages and the other white blood cells, it gets washed out of your body. The white blood cells keep it within themselves, and when they die and are discarded through the body, it's gone. So there's no buildup in your kidneys, there's no buildup in your liver. Most of your drugs are out there. For any of you guys taking cholesterol medicines, you ought to read what's going to do to your kidneys. It eats your kidneys for lunch. So anyway, those are the issues. We're more along the lines of preventative stuff than treating the symptoms. And this particular product, it's been proven for years and years and years, is helpful. And there has been research. And I have a website that you guys can go to and start seeing a little bit of what the research is. And then you just Google it yourself. I mean, there's all kinds of articles out there. To answer your question, Roger, to this point, it hasn't taken on enough of the market segment to be a threat to the big pharmaceutical companies. I was already told, he says, you could be killed one day. I said, what? He says, you don't mess with somebody's billions of dollars. He says, and that's exactly what this would do if it caught on. I said, well, it's already catching on. All the Asian communities in the country, we have a lot of Asian folks here in this country, they all understand beta glucan, and they have no problem with their patients taking it. You got a Western doctor, you ask them about beta glucan, no, never heard of it. Well, you mind if I use it? No, you probably should stay on the antibiotics I'm giving you. Let's run that course. So we've had folks over the years have done that. And when the antibiotics don't work, they try our product, they go back and they tell their doctor, you know what their doctor says, because of liability issues. Well, that's great for you, but I can't tell anybody else about it because my liability insurance, this stuff won't be covered. So I can't tell anybody else, but I'm glad it's working for you. And yeah, I'll work with you on lowering your cholesterol medicine or your high blood sugar or high blood pressure medicine. But I can't go and say to everybody who comes in, hey, just try this. I can't do that. She says, but you want to, or they say you want to. But a lot of your doctors will say, I don't even know anything about it.
Do you actually market the product, sell the product?
Yes.
Distribute the product, all three?
Yes.
So you're a company, did I miss something somewhere?
No, I just, from a Rotary standpoint, I didn't want to be up here pushing the product. I just wanted to introduce you to
Yes,
what is
so if somebody asked you for the product, you would have the product?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
What's
Yeah,
that?
another thing, oh, sorry.
What's the website? What's the website?
I have literature up here I can give you
Oh, great.
guys,
Okay.
and you can take it home with you. But I suggest do some research on it, you know. But again, it's the quality of the product that you want, okay? Not just the price. What I've done, I hooked up with a company that's in California that actually grows the reishi mushroom and does its own processing. So everything is done here in the United States with purified water, purified air, organically grown. And they're the ones who are extracting it with the use of ultrasound techniques. And I asked him, I said, well, most people can't afford this. And he says, well, there's a lot of people who can. I said, yeah, I live in the Mohawk Valley in upstate New York. We can't afford this kind of stuff. I said, is there any way that I can work with you guys and maybe be a private label? He said, yeah. He says, oh, how much is it going to be? I said, I can do it for a third of what you'd pay getting it from the original manufacturer, just because you don't have the name. I have my own name, so it's a private label type stuff. Just like going to the drugstore and getting a leaf. You get a leaf, you get a bottle like this, $12. You get the drugstore brand. Yeah, this exact same product, made in the exact same factory, just put in a different bottle for $4.50. That's what I've done. We have people in Florida, we have people in North Carolina, we have people in Pennsylvania, and then across New York. Haven't gotten anybody in Connecticut or Massachusetts. That's where the rich folks are. That's where I need to go. But this stuff, most people ask me, well, all right, bottom line, what's the cost? Let's see here. All right, that's the product right there. And it's in a powder. Because I didn't want to put it into a capsule. Because a lot of people can't swallow capsules. Children, elderly folks. My wife's not the best big pill swallower. And this is 500 milligrams is what you take a day. And that's a pretty good sized pill. But the powder, it's water soluble, easy to take, no taste. There's no flavor to it.
So you can mix it in a beverage or something.
Yes.
Most people, to get used to taking it every day, put it in their morning coffee. I have a professor friend that just retired from college teaching, and he was teasing me when I first started getting into this. He said, "Oh, that's just some more humbo jumbo," I said, "Well, give it a try." I said, "When do you get sick during the year?" He says, "Every fall I get sick." Kids, when the weather changes from the fall to the winter, kids come in, wiping their noses, touching everything. He said, "I get sick." I said, "Well, try it." He tried it, didn't get sick that fall. And he still teased me. He said, "Well, it's just because, I wasn't meant to get sick that year." Well, then he and I went out golfing. I said, "Well, why are you sniffing his snort?" He said, "Well, I got allergies." This will help for allergies, because an allergy is an overactive immune system. Whereas your immune system is producing histamines.
Right.
Your body producing histamines, so you go to the drugstore to take what? Antihistamines. This will keep you from having an overactive immune system. So now he doesn't have the allergies. He says, "Now I'm really bought into it." So he takes it every day. He and his wife both. All right, so I told you I was going to do something else. This is quality bottle. Dosage levels, 1/8 of a teaspoon a day. Cost per day. There's a cup of coffee. Less than cost of a cup of coffee. Now the folks in Little Falls, a little smart. That's exactly what he said. He said, "Now, is this Starbucks or is this McDonald's?" I said, "This is McDonald's." Yeah. It's if you're healthy like I am, I take it once a day, 50 cents a day. 50 cents a day. Somebody who's got eczema. If you know anybody who's got eczema, this does fantastic with folks that have eczema. We have a client in Carolina, had it for 20 years, took this stuff and in less than 2 months, completely gone. Not just the color of their skin is less. Because you know, somebody with eczema has a real bright, scaly skin, and they have a hard time, and they're very, you know, out in public is very embarrassing. So she stayed home. She never went out in public, except for in the wintertime when she put gloves on. She took this in less than 2 months, completely gone. Not just the redness, but the scaly skin was gone, like she never had it. Her husband just put an order in with us for 6 more bottles for the rest of the summer for them. He takes it because he was always getting upper respiratory issues.
And joints is good for swelling, so he also has joint issues. So what I was going to say too is we also have 4 kids, and we've had them on this stuff as well, and they haven't been to a doctor either in the last 3 years. And we had some that were getting strep throat every month, and things like that. So it's been very good for our family. I have my parents on it. Both of them are in their 70s, and my mom has gotten through the whole winter this year with absolutely no upper respiratory issues like
She always gets
She always gets
as long as I've known her. I always thought she was just allergic to me, but I guess this is something she can't do. But yeah, the next phase I've got going on right now is my daughter dates a hockey player out at college, and he's taking it because it reduces inflammation. Well, guess what? That's what a steroid does. Steroids, all it does, it doesn't build muscle. What it does is it takes away the inflammation so you can lift weights harder and longer. So he's taking it now during his workouts to see if he can get more workouts and less stiffness and soreness from his muscles. So I asked him, we went out there and visited this weekend. I asked him, well, Scott, how's it going? He says, well, I tell you what, I'm not sure. He says, but I feel like it's different. He says, but you know what? All my other teammates are all sick right now. He says, I'm the only one home. You know, can you pinpoint it on that? No, but we've seen so much other evidence. You know, it's just, I'm pretty sure.
Right by your predict, so you can become balanced instead of unbalanced.
Yeah. And then, of course, in Asian thing, it's about chi. You know,
Dick does so much.
Yeah. And that's what it is.
Yeah, he did. He's perfect.
All right, but you folks have other things to do. I said I'd be up here for 25 minutes, so. If there's any other questions, just come on over. I'll be glad to talk with you. Thank you.